Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm very excited to do because today's video is going to be a collective haul and speed reviews of some things that I have been recently trying, and I also picked up some interesting beauty tools slash accessories that I wanted to share with you today. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Eve and I love all things beauty, and I invite you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already. Without further ado, let's dive in. Recently I've tested some fun makeup products and also have recently purchased a good amount of skincare because all at once a bunch of my skincare products finished and I needed to buy new ones. The table in front of me, it looks like a hot mess because I didn't have a chance to organize everything, and I am very happy you do not see it. Most of these products I enjoyed and I love, and some of them surprised me by quite a bit, and I also have a few fails and some things that did not work out so well. Let me start from the product that was definitely a surprise. I've heard wonderful things about it. However, I couldn't get my hands on it because this item was sold out on my shade for a while. So this is a bronzer from Makeup Revolution. I got mine in the shade Light. This is a fantastic formula that is definitely worth the hype that it's been getting lately. I'm wearing it today. It looks very natural on skin and the undertone works very beautifully. I've already used this bronzer on camera for you guys. Today I used it again, but I totally forgot that I'm using a cream bronzer, and I set my face with powder and I apply this on my set face. It went on beautifully, like no issues at all. I was so blown away. I did not know this prior and I never heard anybody mentioning it. That was a wonderful surprise. Now I know, now I even like this bronzer better than I did before. These, I also tried 3 different mascaras, and so I have Voluminous by L'Oreal. This is in the shade Cobbled Blue. I've tried this mascara in black and brown in the past a long time ago, and the reason why I repurchased it in blue because I was testing Celestial Nirvana eyeshadow palette from Pat McGrath. They also launched colorful mascaras. I was personally not interested in that type of price point for colorful mascara, so I opted out for L'Oreal and did not disappoint. I really enjoy this mascara. The formula is nice and the color is super fun. As far as these 2 mascaras, this one I recently picked up probably a few weeks ago, and you guys may have heard me talk about it on my Instagram stories. You guys already know how much I love my superhero mascara. I am showing you just the shape of the wand. It's actually straight. Somehow I managed to bend it. I don't know. I think I was taken out of the tube and wasn't careful. That doesn't stop the mascara being super great. I have used a few of these in the past few years and I probably will be repurchasing this. I picked this up from 21 Days of Beauty, which I only paid half a price for it during the event. However, I would still repurchase this with the original price. I think this is a wonderful mascara that gives you length, that gives you volume. It has this perfect consistency right off the bat that is not too wet and then you have to wait until it thickens up. A lot of mascaras smudge on me. This one does not, and it also doesn't flake. I love this mascara. This is my current absolute favorite. And then recently I picked up this Lash Princess, but a waterproof formula. It actually does look very similar to Superhero mascara. I just recently did my mascara declutter and I decluttered the green and purple one. The purple and green one didn't work for me because they would smudge on me. This is the reason why I wanted to try the waterproof formula, because I do enjoy this shape of the wand and I really like how stiff the brush is. It really gives me more precision and control when I apply the mascara on my very thin and sparse lashes. I really like the effect of this mascara and I think it's really easy to apply. It just does give me the effect of volume and a little bit of length. These two are very, very similar. That's why I wanted to kind of talk about them together. So I usually do not use a waterproof mascaras. I haven't used one in a very, very long time. Because my concern was if this would be difficult to remove. It is not difficult. It comes off okay. I use a double cleansing routine for washing my face. First I use a cleansing balm or an oil, and then I would go with additional face wash. Even after those 2 steps, I still need to remove a little bit leftovers from the mascara, but it is not terrible. So I can definitely work with this. Okay, this next product I really wanted to talk about, or this eyeshadow palette. deserves some attention because I feel like nobody really talks about it. It was launched a while back. Maybe it just had its moment, but I may have missed it. I'm wearing the palette on my eyes today. I really love this palette more than I thought I would. This palette is a Nubian Earth by Juvia's Place. These are the swatches, you guys. I thought I swatched them in a comfortable position, but definitely not. These are all single swatches, by the way, with my finger. This look tutorial is on my Instagram in Reels if you wanted to see how I did it. I had my eyes on this palette since when the collection was launched, and it was just sitting in my wish list. And then I noticed that this palette went on sale on Ulta app. I don't know if it's the same in stores, but as I'm speaking right now, it's still on half off. So this palette is literally $10. There are only 4 mattes in this palette, and the undertones tend to be a little bit with like a yellow hint. To my personal collection of neutral eyeshadow palettes, it's different. The majority of the shadows are shimmers. These shimmers are stunning, you guys. Some of these shimmers, they really give you like the wet lid effect, which is like absolute my favorite formula. I love when eyeshadows do that. If you've been on my channel, you guys already know that about me, that I really love those like thin formulas, but they're really reflective. Like Nabla has those, I know Sigma has those, and now Juvia's Place have them. This gold shimmer shade I have in my inner corner, and I'm obsessed, literally. The formula is different from what we know from Juvia's Place, from other palettes, at least from my experience. I own quite a bit of her palettes, and I know that her mattes are usually like very creamy, but some of them feel a little bit heavier, like they're thicker formulas, as well as her shimmers. Her shimmers are very like fully foiled shimmers. This is different formula. However, it does perform really, really well. I did not come across any duds. This marble shade right here is very interesting. It definitely performs more like a topper. You will definitely need to pick it up with your finger, but once you layer it several times on your lid, oh my God, it just gives you like this beautiful glimmery effect. Gives me like a vibe of Winter Castle and Snow Queen. I'm very impressed by this, but how different it is. And it's on sale right now for $10. It does not get better than this. I want to talk about a few complexion products. Powder here by HAUS Labs. This is a bio blurring loose setting powder. I have mine in a shade translucent. Beautiful packaging. I do have a full review of the foundation and this powder. I personally like when there's a net like this. One thing about the net though, as much as I like it because it protects the product from falling out everywhere, this is like one of the things that I don't like about loose powders. I do prefer pressed powders for just this reason, because loose powders are messy. But to get the powder out, you would need a small brush, something maybe like of this size, kind of fits in the area, because if you're using a large face brush, it's really hard to get the product out. I really love it. It's finely milled, it's blurring, it's not long wearing. It's more of like your finishing or retouching type of powder. As far as foundation, you guys, originally when I picked up foundation, I completely was wrong with the shade, so I ended up returning that foundation. I did have all my intentions to exchange for a correct shade. However, my local Sephora does not carry that foundation in their location. I still have the foundation on my wish list. I really enjoyed it. I think it's a really well made product and thoughtfully made. I really like the effect of it, and it worked really nicely with my combination oily skin. However, I do not want to do a guessing game online again with the shades, and I will wait until I see it in the store in person. And then another complexion product that I wanted to briefly talk about is this Even Better All Over concealer and eraser from Clinique. You guys know how much I love all Clinique complexion products. I pretty much have all their foundations, and I love every single one of them. And this was just another product that I think it was launched maybe last year, so it's kind of considerably new. Clinique is a brand that doesn't really come out with a lot of new stuff all the time. Once in a while they would launch something, so this is considerably new launch for them. And I didn't try it right away for some reason, and I tried it now, and I really like it. I really love the coverage on this product. It just does what you want a concealer to do. It gives you a coverage. It's pretty thin formula. It applies really easily. I usually apply it with a sponge. It is long lasting. It doesn't fade throughout the day. This concealer is kind of hydrating, but it also is self-setting. It does give me a vibe of the Huda Faux Filter concealer. If I don't want to set it, I don't have to, because it kind of is self-setting. And I am very pleased with this formula. I have more makeup to talk about, but let's break it up a little bit and I want to talk about few makeup beauty accessory items that I picked up and I wanted to share with you guys because they're kind of fun. One of them is this solid sponge cleanser, but I also use it for my brushes. I use it for everything, for sponges and for my brushes, and I really love it. This is by e.l.f. and this is technically a soap. It comes out from there. If you want to take it out, you can and just use it as a bar of soap. It's made with charcoal. It's only $5. I actually just ran out of mine recently because last week I washed all my brushes. I've tried a few of these types of cleansing soaps for brushes and sponges from different brands, and some of them were fails, and I really like the one by Beauty Blender. It was really effective, but it's also quite expensive, and I discovered this one at one point and I really stuck with it. It really works. Kind of slightly weird because it does turn into this gray foam. It makes it look like everything is even more dirty than it used to be, but then once you rinse it, it really takes out all the stains. So this has been my favorite. You might have seen these two items in my stories on Instagram. Both of these items come in really handy. This is something that I was looking for some time, and I just finally made up my mind. So these two are holders for your eyelashes, for your false eyelashes. So let's start from this one. This one is a little bit larger. This is what the component looks like. There's a mirror, and this specific case holds 3 pairs of eyelashes. Comes in a bunch of different colors too, and this is a smaller one. It kind of has a similar concept. It has really nice tight closure. There's a small mirror, and it fits 2 pairs of lashes, but it's just a little bit more compact. I find my favorite lashes, they come in a really large bulky packaging, and if I wanted to have multiples of them here for my convenience, for my use, it just becomes really messy. It takes too much space on my vanity table. There are multiple parts to the box, as you may know. If you use lashes, you know, and it just creates a lot of clutter. The vanity where I film, I'll also get ready here, so I don't have a lot of space here because I have like other items standing on this table as well. So I wanted something that would be more compact, more convenient, and it would just hold my lashes inside. This is so convenient, you guys. I'm so happy I finally found what works for me. This I just got for storage, like for my vanity specifically. And then I wanted something smaller for my traveling if I want to take a pair of lashes for a weekend getaway or whatnot. And I'm very happy with these two. Another beauty tool that I constantly use, and I just again happen to repurchase, and this is a color switch. If you don't know what it is, it's basically like a little tin, and it does have this textury spongy insert that you would clean off your brushes. I usually grab one in TJ Maxx or Marshalls, but for some reason they didn't have them this time. Of course, I turned to Amazon and I got this one, but what I wanted to tell you, there's nothing really special about it. But what I really loved is that they came with 4 extra refills in this little baggie, because I use it pretty often, especially when I film. I use this a lot. If you just wear your makeup every day, this is really helpful to clean off the powder from your brushes, especially if you don't have a lot of brushes. Literally for the same price, I think I paid like $5 for this whole entire set, and this would last me like for the next 5 years. Extremely happy. You guys, it's the small things that make us happy, right? So I picked up also a bunch of pencils. So they're like lip liners. I have this chubby pencil, which is like a highlighting and corrector. And I have a few eyeliners that I'm going to show you swatches of. So these lip pencils I've already talked about, you guys. I've already shared them on Instagram with you guys. Oh, I think I mentioned my Instagram already several times by now. If you do not follow me on my Instagram, a beauty page yet, I do invite you to do that, because I do share about all these smallest details of new products or makeup looks, whatever else I do. It's just so easy for me to jump off on Instagram and just post something in my stories. So of those of you who follow me there, a lot of these products are not going to come as a surprise or as new, because I've already talked about them there. So these 2 lip liners are from Ulta Beauty, 2 shades, Almond and Bear, typical retractable lip pencils. This is the shade Bear. It is a more of a cool tone neutral shade, and this is the shade Almond. It's more of that mauve tone. The one that I use the most is the shade Bear. This is such a beautiful formula. It is the perfect consistency. It is not too creamy, but it's not too dry. It doesn't tag on your lips. It is fully pigmented and is so long wearing. This is probably the most important part, right? I literally have been using this pretty much every single day, and it goes really with all my neutral lipsticks. The other thing that I've also been really loving, and if you guys watch any of my eyebrow declutter videos, you would know that there's one pencil that I really loved from Wet n Wild that I couldn't find a replacement for. And it's very similar to this one by Ulta Beauty. Finally, I found their replacement, you guys. Basically, it is a dual-sided chubby pencil. One side has matte pencil and one has similar shade but a little bit more of like a highlighting shade. The matte side I actually use sometimes on my waterline and under my eyebrow to clean it up. The highlighting portion is perfect to place under your eyebrow just for a subtle sheen. So if you have been looking for something like this formula is really nice. And I will briefly talk about these three eyeliners. These two are from LA Girl. This green one is their metallic line. This purple one is from Neon line. This pencil is actually a gel liner from Ulta Beauty. I already own a black liner like this and I just wanted the brown one. Teal metallic, really beautiful color and opacity. This is a beautiful neon purple. I really love this purple shade. Both of these work really wonderful on your eyelid or on your waterline. And this is that chocolate warm shade. I love all these pencils. They are really nice and creamy. They're pigmented. They do not tag on skin. Also work both on your lash line or on your waterline. So with this next item, I kind of have a conspiracy theory, okay? But don't take it too seriously. So this is a foundation by Makeup Revolution. As you guys can see, this is a conceal and hydrate formula. This is their older foundation that was launched several years ago. I have the original one and then I do have this conceal and hydrate, which is what I'm wearing today. In one of my recent videos, I did try IRL foundation from Makeup Revolution. I did like the foundation because the formula really reminds me of this one, the conceal and hydrate one, which I actually really like. But the shade was a little bit too light for me. So I do want to exchange it for a different proper shade. So I really enjoyed that IRL foundation. You could definitely apply it in a thinner layer. You don't have to go to a full coverage if you don't want to. It does give you that flexibility. And I really like how the finish look on my skin, and it was actually pretty long wearing on my combination oily skin. For me, that foundation worked out and I had nothing really bad to say about it. If you over applied, it would definitely settle into your lines and it could look a little bit more cakey. But if you just stick with that thin layer, it actually looks really nice. The theory that I wanted to share with you is that the formulas are so similar with this that I really thought it was literally the same foundation, because I like this foundation so much. I use it quite often. So that formula is very fresh in my mind, how it looks and wears on my skin. Then when I tried the IRL one, I was like, it really just looks the same. I don't do it too often when I go and compare ingredient lists from makeup items, but I did it with these two foundations. And then the ingredients are very similar, to the point that they're almost the same, except the IRL foundation has an added niacinamide and this one comes with hyaluronic acid. Descriptions are the same. I am not a cosmetic chemist by all means, and this was just my observation and I just thought I would share it with you and see if you have any thoughts on that. One makeup fail that I have for you guys today is this teeny tiny Smashbox primer that I used in one of my recent videos also. This is a Photo Finish Control Mattifying Primer. It does have salicylic acid on it. When I tried this in the video, it was my first impression on this primer that time. After that, I tried this primer several times with different foundations and powders and whatnot, and it literally gave me the same exact effect, you guys. It would clump up every single foundation that I would use it with. At this point, I'm comfortable to say that this product did not work for me, even though I did like the texture of this. However, I didn't like how it would clump up my complexion products. Guys, update you on this product. This is a K-Skin Isle Lip Balm SPF 30. I may have mentioned it in one of my videos very briefly, but I am loving this, you guys. This is a tiny sample, but look how cool this nozzle is. It's very nice and smooth, and the formula is so beautiful. It gives you this like beautiful, comfortable shine. It's not sticky. It smells like cocoa. It has a really lovely scent to it. I have a few SPF lip balms right now, including this sample, but once I'm out, I'm definitely repurchasing it in the large size. Like I mentioned earlier, I did run out of few skincare products. I purchased these two serums from Naturium. This is a vitamin C serum, and this is a niacin niacinamide and zinc. This is my first time trying anything from the brand. This vitamin C has hyaluronic acid and vitamin E added. This bottle has a pump. I think the packaging is glass. It feels nice and weighted. I generally like my serums in the pump form because you do not expose product to air that much, so it just helps with longevity. This niacinamide is 12%. It has 2% of zinc and also hyaluronic acid and vitamin E added. Formulas are so lovely, you guys. They're very thin, very nicely hydrating, but also absorb pretty quickly into your skin, wears wonderfully under makeup. I've also purchased 2 different eye creams. I do like to have eye cream. I know it's not necessary, but I do like to have them because a lot of times I would use active ingredient on my face at nighttime, and in the morning I usually use SPF lotion, and my eyes do not do well with SPF. They do get irritated. I picked up this eye cream. This is a multi-peptide eye cream. It's very gentle, and this is what the formula looks like. It is really nice, like medium consistency, and it absorbs into skin really easily. I only use this at nighttime because it doesn't wear well under makeup. However, I really like how soothing it is and hydrating. And this is a new eye cream that I started recently using. This is by Rock. This is a retinol cream. It also has a really lovely thinner consistency. It does have a nozzle, and the tube is kind of like aluminum packaging, so it does protect the product really well as well. At my blossoming age of 37, I started forming wrinkles under my eyes, so I started using this retinol. So far, I really like it. It's not irritating. Guys, this sums up my video. If you made it to this portion of the video, thank you so much. Leave me a smiley face emoji in the comments below, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Give this a like if you did, and if you haven't yet subscribed, I invite you to do so before you leave today. And thanks so much for hanging out with me, and I see you in my next videos. Bye.